If you're hearing this, please let us know. Let someone know where she is. It's been 5 days now. Her children needs her. We miss her. We love her.
Elaine, what has your experience with him been like previously? Is this...
We'll never have the chance to talk to her again. We'll never have the chance to spend any time. Her children will never be able to see her again. It's hard. It's hard.
And I just heard gun, fires flying. I felt two of them like glass past my face.
To charge Corey Hill with Shakeira's murder. So I'm saying that he is the suspect. We're not looking for anyone else. He will be charged with the murder.
Now, I need y'all to come here for a second. And I need y'all to look at something with me. Because there is a specific date I need you to lock into your memory before we go anywhere else in this story. November 9th, 2023. 2 days before his wife, Shakeira Rucker, went missing. Corey Hill logged onto Facebook, found a photo of the two of them, him standing up behind her, arms wrapped all the way around her body, like he was the most devoted, most God-fearing, most in-love husband the state of Florida had ever produced, and typed out a caption. Called her the wind under his wings, his strawberry drop, his rib, his queen, his queen. The very next day, November 10th, he updated his cover photo to Mr. and Mrs. Hill, just to make absolutely sure that every single person within scrolling distance of his timeline was crystal clear on who this woman was to him. Now, I need y'all to hold on to those two images real tight, because 2 months later, the state attorney for Orange County, Florida, stood at a podium, looked into those cameras, and told that courtroom that the storage unit was rented in advance. So what we are dealing with today is a man who was on Facebook writing love poetry about his wife, calling her his queen, posting couple photos for the whole world to see, while already knowing exactly where he was going to put her. That is what we are talking about today. And I need y'all to stay with me all the way through this one, because this story has layers upon layers that are going to rearrange some things for you. This is Intimate Crimes before any of this happened. Before the search parties and the press conferences and the vigils and the headlines, Shakeira Yvonne Rucker was just a 37-year-old woman from Winter Springs, Florida, out here living her life. People in her community knew her as Kira the Braider. She did hair, y'all. She went to church. She had 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls, 7, 9, 16, and 18 years old. And if you had walked up to literally anyone who knew this woman and asked them what mattered most to Shakeira Rucker in this world, every single one of them would have given you the same answer without hesitating for 1 second. Those 4 kids, that was it. That was the whole thing. Her brother Clarence put it as plain as it could possibly be said.
She cared about her kids. All she wanted to do was work, go to church, and just live, and have fun.
Work, go to church, live. That right there was the whole list. That is all Shakeira Rucker was asking for from this world. And everything she asked for was reasonable and ordinary and absolutely something she deserved. Now, and I need y'all to carry this detail with you all the way through this story, because it matters more than it might seem right now. About 2 months before she disappeared, Shakeira Rucker had moved into her own apartment, her own space, built on her own terms, away from a situation that had gone sideways. She had been putting the pieces together quietly, the way women do when they are trying to get themselves to safety without making a scene. She was doing exactly what people always tell women in her situation to do. Remember that? Now, let's talk about Corey Hill, because y'all are going to need a significant amount of context for this man, and I do mean significant. Corey Hill called himself Ambassador Corey. Ambassador. Like somewhere, somehow, somebody had handed this man a title, a podium, and a whole constituency of people waiting on his leadership and his wisdom. He ran an electrical company called Anointed Hands Electrical. Honey, those hands were going to need a whole lot more than anointing by the time this story is through. And he showed up to church regularly enough that an entire community of people genuinely believed that whoever Corey Hill used to be was gone, long gone, replaced by a reformed, faithful, God-fearing man who had found his way. Baby, he was not reformed. He was just better at the costume.
He was convicted of murdering a man named Dontwain Cornelius Everett. Court records I obtained from Suffolk County, Virginia, showed that around 7 in the morning, 2 days before Christmas in 1992, Hill was talking with 18-year-old Don Everett in the front yard outside his house. The two started arguing. Hill pulled out a gun and opened fire. Everett was pronounced dead 10 minutes later. Hill was sentenced to 20 years in prison for second-degree murder and another 2 for using a firearm in the commission of a felony. I also requested court records from Williamsburg, Virginia, showing Hill found himself back in court 3 times in 2009, accused of assault and battery.
2 days before Christmas, 1992, 18-year-old man lost his life in a front yard because Corey Hill decided to pull out a gun. And when he eventually got out, he packed up, headed down to Florida, Orlando specifically, 2016, and started fresh, new style, new business, new church community, new persona, built the whole thing from scratch in a place where nobody had any reason to go looking into his past. Now, Shakeira's family, the people who love her, the people who welcome this man into their lives and their dinners and their church pews, they had no idea. Her sister Deirdre said it herself.
Hypocrite, preaching to God's people and pulling this betrayal on God, hurting my family after they welcomed him with love.
He was supposed to be a man of God in the church, and they believed it because he performed it every single day well enough that nobody around him had any reason not to. Corey Hill and Shakeira Rucker married on October 25th, 2022. And on the surface, y'all, they look like a couple who were genuinely, openly, publicly in love because Corey made absolutely sure of that. His Facebook during their marriage was a production, a whole curated timeline of devotion. Birthday dinners, shopping trips, restaurant outings, couple photos at every opportunity, and the Valentine's Day captions. Lord, the Valentine's Day captions. Is it Valentine's Day yet? Why can't every day be Valentine's Day? This man was out here writing Hallmark cards on the internet, completely free of charge, for a woman he was actively playing in her own house, because while Ambassador Corey was over here posting love captions and Bible verses for his entire timeline, he had a whole other woman in the same city who he had been telling he was out of town for work every single time he needed to disappear. Her name was Angel Milligan. She was also a mother of 4. She lived not far from where Corey operated his business, and she had absolutely not one single clue that this man she was dating had a wife back home in Winter Springs. He told her he traveled for work. That was the entire explanation. Every single time he vanished, that one lie, baby, that one tired, unoriginal, basic lie was enough to keep 2 complete lives running in the same city at the same time for months. And the receipts of just how deep into Angel's daily life Corey Hill had made himself were sitting right there on her own public Facebook page for the whole world to see. August 26, 2023. Angel posted a video through her own window of this man mowing her grass before 8 o'clock in the morning. And the caption said, "Early morning cut. Thanks, Corey Hill." Chilla. This man was out here doing yard work at another woman's house before the sun was fully up in the sky. While his wife, the woman he called his rib, his queen, the wind under his wings, was back home in Winter Springs thinking her husband was out of town on a work trip. The only trip Corey Hill was ever on was the trip of keeping two women in the same city from ever picking up a phone and comparing notes. He had built two complete lives, y'all. Same city, same man. And for a while, it was working. Then September 2023 came around, and everything Corey Hill had built started to come apart. The exact details of how Angel first found out that the man she had been dating had a wife are not completely clear from public records. What is clear is that when Angel found out, she did not sit quietly with that information. She did not decide it was not her business. She did not look the other way. She called Shakeira and told her the truth. And Shakeira Rucker, upon learning that the man she had married had been living a complete double life in the same city while posting love captions about her on Facebook, did not hesitate. She kicked him out the same day she found out. The same day. Now I need y'all to pay very close attention to what happened next, because this right here is where Corey Hill took off the costume and showed you with absolutely no ambiguity exactly who he had always been underneath it. When Hill found out Angel had made that phone call to his wife, he threatened her, told her she would regret it. And Angel, who now understood clearly what kind of man she was actually dealing with, went and filed a legal injunction against him, a court order signed, granted, and sitting in the system with his name on it. Corey Hill was not legally permitted to come anywhere near Angel Milligan. We are going to come back to what he did with that court order, because I promise you, it is important. But first, I need y'all to see what this man was doing on Facebook while all of this was unfolding behind the scenes, because this is the part that I have not been able to shake since I first found it. November 9th, 2023, 2 days before Shakeira Rucker disappeared from this earth. Corey Hill went on Facebook and updated his profile picture, posted a photo of the two of them, him standing behind her with his arms all the way around her, and wrote that caption: his queen, his rib, his strawberry drop. The state attorney later confirmed in that courtroom that the storage unit was rented in advance. So while this man was on Facebook performing love and devotion for his entire timeline, he already had the unit secured. He already had the plan locked in. He was just making sure the curtain looked beautiful right before he brought it all the way down on this woman's life. On the evening of November 11th, 2023, Shakeira Rucker left her home in Winter Springs at approximately 7:30 p.m. She told her children she would be back soon. Surveillance cameras at the Hungry Crab restaurant in Davenport, Polk County captured the two of them together that evening. That image is the last confirmed image of Shakeira Rucker alive. A family member who later saw that restaurant photo said she did not look right, said it looked like she was being forced. After dinner, Corey Hill told investigators that he drove Shakeira back toward her home and dropped her off at the mailboxes. The mailboxes. That was his story, y'all. The mailboxes. Filed that away in his brain, decided that was going to hold up, and went on about his evening. The surveillance footage at the storage facility had a different story entirely. The following morning, November 12th, at approximately 6:39 a.m., cameras at your storage units on Wiggins Road in Apopka picked up a vehicle pulling into the facility. Two people inside. Hill entered his access code at the gate. They walked into Unit 3032 together 7 minutes after they went in. A text message was sent from Shakeira's phone to her daughter. It said she was on her way home with food less than 20 minutes after they walked into that unit. Corey Hill walked back out alone. Shakeira Rucker did not walk out of that unit, not that morning. Not at any point. Hill left that storage facility and drove directly to Angel Milligan's home. Now, that court-ordered injunction was still very much active, sitting right there in the system with his name on it. Not that Corey Hill had ever, in his entire adult life, let a piece of paper tell him what to do. He showed up anyway, fired shots at Angel and her family from outside, then broke a kitchen window to get himself inside, kicked down a bedroom door where Angel's cousin was hiding with her children, pointed that gun at one of those children and said, "Take me to your mommy."
Words came out of his mouth, "Don't run now." And at that point, I went to turn my back to, run the house, and all you hear, shot. I felt the wind of two of them graze past my face as
he was arrested later that morning in the Mount Dora area, charged with attempted homicide, booked into the Orange County Jail with no bond. And as of the moment those handcuffs closed around his wrists, Shakeira Rucker's family still had no idea where she was.
I just want my mom, because it's hard with her not being here, because I'm always with her, It's I can't live without her.
Corey Hill was sitting in the Orange County Jail on 4 counts of attempted homicide, not saying one single word to investigators about where Shakeira Rucker was. Not one word, and her family was not going to waken him. On November 14th, Winter Springs Police officially named Hill a person of interest in Shakeira's disappearance.
Springs Police Captain Doug Seeley says surveillance video shows Rucker and estranged husband Cody Hill together at a Polk County restaurant Saturday night.
That's what's made him a person of interest in the case now, because we see that they're together that night.
Is that believed to be one of the last times that she was seen?
That is what we have as of right now.
And while law enforcement was pulling warrants and building their case, Shakeira's family was already in the fields, y'all. On foot, on ATVs, combing through wooded areas in Winter Springs, showing up at the Orange County Sheriff's Office, posting on social media, refusing with everything they had to let this become a case that fell through the cracks because nobody was watching. Clarence gave investigators a detail that was going to matter more than anyone realized at the time. He told them that Hill's furniture wasn't fully moved into his house, and an empty house sometimes means a storage space somewhere. The problem, as Sheriff Mina would later explain, was that across Central Florida there were hundreds and hundreds of storage facilities, and without knowing which specific one, investigators were searching blind across 4 counties. FDLE, the FBI, Lake County's Electronic Division, Orange County Sheriff's Office, all of them working 16 and 18-hour days, following every lead they had. On Thursday, November 16th, heavy rain forced the searches to stop. Friday, they resumed, and through all of those days, through every hour without an answer, Shakeira's mother, Elaine, was holding on the way only a mother can hold on when the alternative is unthinkable. On Thursday, she sat down in front of a Fox 35 camera, and she tried one more time to ask this man to say something.
If you're hearing this, please let us know. Let someone know where she is. It's been 5 days now. Her children need her. We miss her. We love her.
Elaine, what has your experience with him been like previously? Is this...
Elaine Rucker, on live television, collapsed mid-sentence. Couldn't finish the thought. EMS came to her right there on scene. and Clarence said afterward, it was important for the community to see that, because that right there was what Corey Hill's silence was doing to his family in real time, on camera, for everyone to watch. Now, here is something that tends to get lost in the bigger narrative, and I will not let it get lost here. While all of this was unfolding, while Elaine was collapsing on camera, while the family was out in the fields every single day, Angel Milligan, the woman who had just survived this man shooting at her, whose children had heard bullets come through their own home, was on social media publicly asking people to come out and help search for Shakeira, sharing community search posts, posting prayers for the woman whose estranged husband had just tried to take Angel's life. I need y'all to really sit with that for a second. That is who Angel Milligan is. And we will come back to what happened to her after the cameras left, because this story is not done with Angel yet. Then November 18th arrived. The man renting the unit right next door to 3032 had been noticing something wrong for days. A red liquid seeping under the shared wall into his space. A smell that was getting worse with every day that passed. He reported it to the storage facility staff. They told him it was probably an oil spill. Y'all, an oil spill? Blood is seeping through a wall, and the answer is an oil spill. Okay. We are going to keep moving, but I needed to say that one more time out loud. He came back, reported it again, documented himself on video, because clearly he was the only one taking this seriously. Then he called 911.
When I went into my unit, that's when I noticed it started to smell bad. Okay, so there was red, obviously, but there's also like a clear liquid. So my thought was maybe someone stuck a fridge in there with some old meat, and it just...
Old meat, honey. This man genuinely, in his heart, thought it was old meat, and God bless him, because he called 911 anyway, which is more than the facility staff did. The facility manager finally went to investigate herself, cut the lock off Unit 3032 with her own hands, and when she opened that door and looked inside, she did not say oil spill. She did not say old meat. She called 911 immediately.
We had a complaint from a customer that it looked like something was leaking into his unit. We went ahead and now we cut the lock. But it looks like there's a body there. And what we can see is a head.
Orange County Sheriff's deputies enter Unit 3032 at approximately 5 p.m. on November 18, 2023. What they found, was Shakeira Rucker in a blue shirt and blue pants, the same outfit she had been wearing the last time any camera had eyes on her alive. 2 tires placed deliberately over her. 4 spent cartridge casings on the ground around her. One of them was in her hair. Her family said when they were told how she was found, she was in a prayer position. Shakeira Yvonne Rucker had been inside that storage unit for 6 days.
So this is not the update that we wanted to be giving you all today. As you know, unfortunately, we have found Shakeira Rucker deceased yesterday. And so we just want to extend our deepest condolences to Shakeira's family. My heart breaks. I can't imagine the pain and suffering that they have been enduring this past week. Shakeira's estranged husband, Corey Hill, is the prime suspect in her disappearance, and obviously now in this murder. Not looking for anyone else. He will be charged with the murder eventually in this case. And so this time I'm going to turn it over to Chief Tract from Winter Springs Police Department.
Within 48 hours of the discovery, more than 50 family members and friends gathered at a neighborhood park in Pine Hills. Candles. Balloons released into the sky. A community that had spent a week holding on to hope, now trying to hold on to each other.
Everyone is angry, but we must stay strong for the sake of my sister. You know, she's up there looking at us, you know, we got to stay strong for her kids.
In December 2023, the state attorney's office filed a second-degree murder charge against Corey Hill. In January 2024, an Orange County grand jury returned a formal indictment, 9 total counts, including first-degree murder with a firearm. And the very same morning that indictment came down, State Attorney Andrew Bain filed a death notice, the death penalty, for Corey Hill. Now, y'all, before we get to this press conference, I want to give you one small piece of context that makes this moment hit different. This was Andrew Bain's first death penalty filing since being appointed state attorney, his very first one. And he walked into that room with 2 statutory aggravating factors sitting right in front of him and said, without hesitation, "We are seeking the death penalty in this case." The 2 factors: 1, the cold calculating methodology of this homicide, the storage unit rented in advance, the deliberate premeditated nature of every single step this man took. 2, a prior violent felony conviction, the 1992 second-degree murder in Virginia. A man who had already taken 1 life, served his time, been handed back his freedom, moved states, built a whole new persona, and took another life. Both of those factors he handed to the prosecution himself.
Today, I am announcing that Corey Hill has been indicted for first-degree murder for the killing of his estranged wife, Shakeira Rucker. Grand jury this week handed down that first-degree murder indictment. And additionally, my office has filed a death notice in this case. There are 2 statutory aggravators that will be listed on the death notice in this case. One being the cold calculating methodology of the homicide, and the second being a prior violent offense from a 1992 murder in Virginia.
Now, I would be doing y'all a disservice if I did not briefly mention what Hill's defense team tried to do, because it tells you something about the particular caliber of audacity available to certain people. They filed a motion to suppress all evidence recovered from storage unit 3032, the remains, the cartridge casings, the DNA, the blood on the walls, all of it. Argued that deputies entered without a warrant and that the search violated Corey Hill's 4th Amendment rights, his expectation of privacy in the unit where he put his wife. Sir, the judge denied that motion. Court sided with prosecutors, citing exigent circumstances and the fact that the facility's own rental agreement granted the property manager right of entry. The evidence stays, every single piece of it. Corey Hill pleaded not guilty to all 9 counts. As of this video, there is no verdict and no conviction. He is presumed innocent until a jury determines otherwise. The case is tracking toward trial in 2026 with monthly court check-ins as both sides continue building their arguments. But what that jury is going to see is a storage unit rented in advance. Surveillance cameras that watched him walk in with his wife and walk back out without her in under 20 minutes. A text sent from her phone 7 minutes after they went in. And a woman found in a prayer position with a cartridge casing in her hair. Now, before we talk about the people this story is truly about, there's one more thing I need to tell y'all about Corey Hill's behavior since all of this began, because it is on record and it needs to be said. During one of his early court appearances, while Shakeira's grieving family was sitting in that courtroom, this man was blowing kisses at them. Blowing kisses at the family of the woman he is accused of taking from this earth, mocking them, according to family members, in open court. Loved ones had to be escorted out. Ambassador Corey, y'all, still performing. even in the courtroom, even facing first-degree murder charges. Even then, I am not going to spend any more words on that man, because this story has two women in it who deserve everything I have left: Shakeira Rucker and Angel Milligan. And I need y'all to know what happened to Angel Milligan after the news cycle packed up and moved on, because it moved on fast, and Angel was left standing in it. Angel found out the man she was dating had a wife. She made the call, told Shakeira the truth, filed an injunction when he threatened her, nearly lost her life when he showed up at her home anyway, broke in through a kitchen window, kicked down a bedroom door, and pointed a gun at her children. Survived all of that. And then, while she was still healing, went online and asked the public to help find Shakeira. That woman did everything right, every single step of the way, and then the cameras left. And according to Angel herself, so did everybody else. She posted that she wished she was dead, that nobody helped her or her children, that the courts, the news cycle, the system had used her for the story and moved on without her. Now I'm going to tell y'all something, and I want y'all to sit with it. There are people in comment sections across the internet who blamed Angel Milligan for making that phone call to Shakeira, said she should have stayed out of it, said this was somehow her fault. And I want to be real clear about this, because we are not going to let that narrative breathe here. The only person responsible for what happened to Shakeira Rucker is Corey Hill. Angel Milligan told another woman the truth. That is not a crime. That is not something a person should have to apologize for. And the fact that she was left without support, without resources, without so much as a follow-up call, while simultaneously being blamed online for simply being honest, that is its own kind of failure. Her community, though, her community was not having it. That is it. And that is all. Angel Milligan did what most people would say was the right thing to do. She nearly died for it, and then she felt completely discarded. She deserved better than that, and so did Shakeira. On December 1st, 2023, Shakeira's family held a wake at Unity Memorial Funeral Home in Apopka. The following day, December 2nd, her homegoing celebration was held at Orlando West Ministries, 3005 North Powers Drive in Orlando, at 11 a.m. Family and friends were asked to wear white and black. Hundreds of people came.
Is angry, but we must stay strong for the sake of my sister. You know, she's up there looking at us, you know, we got to stay strong for her kids.
Her sister Dee wrote something afterward that I have not been able to leave alone since I read it. Now, something else happened in the wake of Shakeira's death that I want y'all to know about. Because this family could have taken their grief and gone home and closed the door. Instead, they took it and built something out of it. On February 14th, 2024, the For My Sister Foundation was officially launched. Domestic violence awareness and transitional housing, because one of Shakeira's sisters stood at a podium and said something that has stayed with me, and that became the foundation's mission from the very first day.
I promise to dedicate the rest of my life bringing awareness, because it is a silence that needs to be broken. I mean, I wish she would have said something. I wish we would have known. We could have saved her.
I couldn't save my sister, but I vowed to save someone else.
Transitional housing, y'all. Affordable housing as a barrier to safety. That is not a footnote. That is the whole point. Shakeira had only just gotten her own apartment 2 months before she disappeared. She was actively building her life away from this situation. And one of the things that had kept her in it longer than she should have had to be was not having a safe, stable, affordable place to land when she needed one most. She was doing everything right. At every turn, she was doing everything right. Her 4 children are still here. Her 7-year-old, her 9-year-old, her 16-year-old daughter, Michaela, who sat in front of a camera during the search and said she could not live without her mommy, And her 18-year-old son, who after Shakeira was gone, became the one making sure his 3 younger siblings were okay. 18 years old, Shakeira Yvonne Rucker was 37 years old. She was Kira the braider. She was a daughter, a sister, a friend, and a mother who worked double shifts on Fridays so she could have her Sundays free with her children. She just wanted to work, go to church, and live. She deserved every single one of those things. Her name is Shakeira Rucker, and we are not done saying it. Now, before y'all go anywhere, I need y'all to do something for me. This story has 2 women in it who did everything they were supposed to do. Angel Milligan told the truth. Shakeira Rucker walked away the day she found out, and a man with a documented prior homicide conviction on his record, who had already shown this world exactly who he was given back his freedom, handed a new state, a new start, and a new community to perform for. And he took another life. So I need y'all to go to the comments right now and tell me what part of this story you cannot shake. Tell me what you think about how Angel Milligan was treated after all of this. Tell me if you think the system had a hand in how this ended. Tell me anything. This is a community, and these conversations matter. If this story needs to be heard by someone you know, share it with them right now. Do not wait. And if you are not already part of this community, this is the moment. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, because we are not slowing down, and you do not want to miss what is coming for Shakeira, for her babies, for Angel. Justice for Kira